Hello, everyone. It's William. I'm here at Allegory Gallery. Um, and I'm holding the phone today, so sorry, it's going to be a little bit wobbly. Um, so, we're doing a store tour today. And if you've never done one of these with us, this is where I go around the store, Allegory Gallery, the store we have here in Ligonier, Pennsylvania. And we show you the things that are in the physical store. So there is a lot in our store that's in the physical store here that's not in our online store at all. So we like to every once in a while, especially during big sales. So today and all this weekend long, in through Cyber Monday, we're having a sale. 20% off everything in store and 20% off most things in the online store. So we're going to take you through the store today and show you some of these things that are here. And the reason we do that is not to like tempt you and then deny you, because we know a lot of you out there are not even close to where we live. But everything in our store here is available to you. All you have to do is send us an email to let us know what you would like. So if you see something in this video that you like, please send us an email and we can send you out an invoice and ship anything that's here out to you. Shakidia is here with us. Thank you so much for joining us. And I have, sorry, this is making me crazy. I have a thing of charms here, and it looks like it's about to fall off the table, and I don't want it to fall off the table. Hello, Anne. Anne likes to join us for a store tour, so thank you so much for joining in. If you're out there, please say hello. It's a lot better for me if I know people are out there and they're interested and they're talking and they're chatting, because if I don't see people chatting, I feel like I'm talking to myself. Even though I can see there are 8 people watching right now, it really, really helps. If we have some feedback from you all out there, you can chat with each other while we're looking at things. If you see something you like, you can put it in the comments. But please do email us if you see something you actually want. The best way to do that is to take a screenshot of whatever you see in this video. Take that screenshot. If you know how to do that on your device, most mobile devices, it's like hitting the power button and the volume up or volume down at the same time, and that'll give you a screenshot. Some devices you can like tap the back of them and it'll work. But if you take a screenshot and you can send that to us in an email, then I'll know exactly what you want. Because if you say, I want the amethyst, I have lots of amethyst stuff. So that's the best way to do it, is to send us a screenshot so I know exactly what it is you like. All right. All right, what do we got? What do we got going on? Marianne's going to watch on my TV, so not too many comments from me. That's okay. We appreciate it. Thank you for being here. Vanessa is with us. Thank you for joining in. So we're going to take you around the store. I'm going to show you the stuff. Some of this stuff is in the online store. Some of it is not in the online store. I'm not going to try and tell you on each thing whether it's here, whether it's there. If you see something you like, just send us that screenshot. Or if you're watching like Marianne on your TV, you can take a picture of your TV screen and send that to us. Just something so that I can kind of see what it is. And then also be sure to send us your shipping address. That's very important because we need to know if we need to add any taxes to anything. So we need your shipping address. And of course, you know, you need that to get it shipped to you, right? So make sure you send that to us. And you will get 20% off if you get us your email with your requests before 11:59 p.m. Eastern time on Monday night. All right, so you have until Monday night, 11:59 p.m. Eastern time, to get us those emails of anything you would like. Katrina's with us. Thank you for joining us. So I hope you're ready. I'm going to get this started because it has been a long day for me. Y'all know I'm not a morning person. I was up at 9 o'clock this morning. That's early for me, y'all. That is early because I had to be here at the store by 10, and I had to get here early to set up. And so you'll see, like behind me here, we have flags. I set up flags. I have food, cookies, and drinks in the back, and I had to get all that hung up and set up before people started coming at 10, because we opened an hour early today, and we just closed at 7 o'clock. I'm tired, y'all. I'm tired. Marianne asked, was the store busy? The store was pretty busy. It was not like a normal year. Most years, Small Business Saturday is so crazy that I feel like I can never even take a chance to breathe. But today, I got the trunk show from Laura Lunsford sorted, and well, I had it sorted, kind of. I had to sort out all the lots that were sold versus the lots that weren't. And I got pictures of those in the on our Facebook page, and I think I got them on Instagram too, maybe. But they're at least on Facebook, and some of them are on Instagram because you can only go to 10 photos on Instagram. So they're out there. So if you want to know, hey, what's still available from Laura Lunsford, you can go check it out. I have been trying to keep up to date with marking photos as sold if they sold today. We did sell a lot more today, but there are still some amazing things out there. The fluorite is still available. The black tourmaline, somehow, the black tourmaline pendant is still available. I don't know how that is. There are a few others that I'm just like, whoa, I can't believe it. So the store was pretty busy. I think it was like 50 some degrees today. It was so nice. So I think the beginning of the day was a little slower because I think people were like out decorating. I think they were getting their decorations up. We had people driving by. They're like, yeah, I saw a lot of ladders on the way here. So I think that people were out decorating. And then around 3 o'clock or 3:30, we were slammed with people until about 5. And then for the last 2 hours, the only person that visited me was my shop neighbor. So there was no one here for the last 2 hours. So that's how it is. When you stay open late, you never know what's going to happen, because it's like a once in a great while kind of thing. And if you have a business, or if you try to share any kind of event or anything on Facebook, or even just try to figure out what's happening, you usually see the post like 2 days after the event is over. So I'm expecting a lot of people to see that we were open until 7 tonight in about 3 or 4 days. And then they'll actually, Facebook will show them that post. So that's the way it is. That's just the way things happen. But I'm worn out. So we're going to get started. I'm not going to talk too much here at the beginning. I am known for being long-winded at the beginning and end of these. But today, I got to go home. I'm going to feed the cats after this. I'm going to feed myself after this. And then we're going to go up to the cottage, I think, and finish some more things. That is, if Andrew has some stuff prepared for me. So we'll see. We'll see. He's been working at the cottage all night. He came home and took a little bit of a break to eat. And then I think he went back to the cottage. So he's been there for a lot of time. We have a lot of work to do to get ready for the Handmade Arcade in Pittsburgh. And so we'll be doing that. But I'm not going to talk about all that right now. You've all heard that probably before. And if you haven't, watch one of the past lives, because I talk about it a lot. Today is all about the store tour. So I'm going to actually get myself ready here. And we are going to come into the back room where I normally do, do my live. Normally we start those store tours at the front of the store, but today I'm starting in the back because tools are one thing that we have that we very rarely put on sale, and we very rarely even show you, because I know there are places you can get tools to make jewelry, but hey, ours are on sale right now, so maybe you want to see them. So let's flip the camera around, and we're going to start there, okay? Thank you all for joining in. I see Teresa has joined in. Sandra has joined in. Thank you all for being here. Please hit that share button so that we can let other people know that, yo, we're live, we're here, we're doing things now. All right. Okay, so I'm going to show you the tools. We have all different kinds of tools. We have German cutters here. We have a bunch of different cutters, a bunch of different tools. If you see any of these that you're in need of, please do let us know. Like I said, all of these are 20% off. Everything I'm going to show you today is 20% off. We rarely do big sales because we keep our prices as low as we can throughout the year. We don't try to price gouge you and jack up our prices so that we can have like 50% off sales. That's not the thing we like to do. We like to make sure that when you come into the store, you're generally getting the best prices that we can offer. And every once in a while, we offer a bonus, and that's a sale like this. But we feel better about it. These are really nice. We just got some of these in. These kind of reamers and memory wire cutters there. Lots of things. If you see anything you like, just take a screenshot as we're going along. Or if you're watching on your TV, take a photo of your TV screen. We have punches here. Leather punches, metal hole punches, bead stoppers. Those are always nice. And then we're going to go over here, and we have, oh boy, do we have the jump rings. So I'm not going to like go through each one of these. If you need jump rings, we've got lots of jump rings. Different colors, different finishes, lots of jump rings. Like, look, all the jump rings. Like, look how many. And then over here, look, if you look behind here, what we got hidden is backstock. So we've got a lot of jump rings. So if you need jump rings, let us know. We got mini anvils. Who doesn't want a mini anvil? Then we have various staking anvils for different hole sizes and punching. If you need those, let us know. And then we have craft wire over here, artistic wire in all different colors, mostly all silver plated and colored. So if you need any type of colors, we've got it. They range from about $5.99 to $3.99 only per spool, and they're 20% off until 11:59 p.m. on Monday night. That's Eastern time. We have memory wire. All different kinds of wire. If you're looking for wire, let us know what you're looking for. We might have it. We are a little bit low in stock on the metal craft wire here, but we still have a good bit. Mostly out of stock, I think, on silver. We have the color silver, but not silver. I think that's the only one we've got down there. And then I'm going to show you more of these, but we also have these masks. And I posted these on our Facebook timeline here, and maybe Instagram too, I can't remember. It's been a long day, y'all. I've been posting like crazy. We have these masks, and these are hand carved and hand painted in Indonesia. And they are so cool. And now these run generally, I think one like this, I think is $30 or $35. I think these are $20 to $25. And that's before your 20% off. So we can ship those to you as well. We have this one here. This is actually one that you can wear. Let me see if I can. It has a cap in there that you can wear this one if you want to. I think this one is $65. And across the room, which I'll show you when we turn that way, there's also one with black hair. So blonde and black hair. And we have these long masks. These are great decorations. I loved this kind of stuff when I was a kid, and I still love this stuff now. So we have it in the store because they're cool. I think so anyway. You heard it here, people. So if you like any of those, just take a screenshot, or if you're watching this on your TV, on your smart TV, just take a photo of your screen. and send it to us in an email. Info. I'm going to put that email up. That's a good idea. How about that? info@allegorygallery.com. In case you don't know, in case you're not one who watches with us often. All right, and we're going to spin around. See, posters I put up today. We're going to spin around, and we're going to look over here. Over here we have, these are postcards. They're done by a Russian artist, and they are all about different kinds of stones. So they are really cool. And these run $3.50 only. And they are 20% off. So you can get a good deal on those. We have artwork and prints by Cynthia. We have some cards. These are stationary cards. Blank on the inside by Andrew. We have some of Andrew's original work here mixed in. This is one of his originals here. Over here we have two of his original Phoenix paintings, which I'm really surprised they're still here. And then these are prints that we did of Andrew's, but he, as you can see, there's glitter on there. He doctored each one of them and then signed each one on the back. So they are prints, but they are doctored prints, but they're only $6 each, less 20% right now. So that's what, less $1.20. Inexpensive. $4.80. Did I do my math right? So here we have a print. And down here are some of Andrew's originals. These ones are all originals, and these ones up here are prints of ones that have been sold since, and prints right there as well. And then we have some cards by Hannah Willow. We have this one left back here, and this one as well. And then Paper Dolls by Cynthia, Green Girl Studios. That's my sister-in-law, Andrew's sister. Paper doll kit. And the paper dolls come with the brads in there so that when you cut the paper dolls out, they have, you can see they have little points here, maybe you can see, where they can be attached. And you poke them through and put the brads through and attach them, and they're like little dolls. We have some of those to show you. I have to get the samples actually out, but they're over at Star Cottage Studio right now. There's another paper doll kit. And then over here we have some prints by James Brown. And these have been really popular. We sold a few of them recently, but they're really sweet. Anne says, I've gotten selections of cards from AG a couple of times. Really beautiful selections. Thank you, Anne. Yeah, if you're ever looking for cards to send someone, we generally have some cards around. Oh, I said I would take you over here. There is that mask with the black hair that's able to be worn. That one fits on your head and stays on your head. Long hair. All right. All right, let's go out into the main part of the store. So we got all this to go through tonight. I hope you're ready. I hope you're ready. We're going to go fairly quickly and fairly slowly. I don't know. Here are more art cards by Cynthia. I'm just going to pull this one out so you can see. This is one of my favorites right here. And this one as well. And this one. I think these are about $4.25 per card. We have some cards by Christy Friesen down here. More of the postcards with the gemstones. More of Andrew's prints. And these prints are $8. And then Stephanie Law cards by Stephanie Law. More of Andrew's prints. And then we're going to spin around and we're going to go over to the side. We have incense, y'all. We got lots of incense. All different kinds. Let us know what you'd like. We can see if we've got it. We've got tea lights, tea candles, because we have some oils, which I'll show you later, for burning. And we have the oil burners, or did. I think we have one left. We got lots of incense. These are flat packs. Apple pie. That's been a popular one. There's sandalwood. Sandalwood's always popular. Frankincense and myrrh. Rose is a popular one. So you have pina colada, frankincense, lilac, rose, frankincense and myrrh, musk, apple pie, fruit sensation, fresh linen, patchouli, and coconut. In that brand. We have all of these. And I just sold the last ones of these today and the last ones of those today. So I have to get more of those. So lots of incense there if you need incense. And then we're going to take a look in here. And we got lots of nice things in here. So these big rings, which I love. I love these. I like big jewelry though. I don't wear it that much, but when we go out, when Andrew and I go to an event, I always put on something big. Sometimes it's a big brooch. Sometimes it's a big necklace. Sometimes it's a big ring. And now that I put this on, there, I got it off. So I always like something big. And so one of these rings might be mine someday. But these are $168. This one, for example, is carved camel bone and turquoise. And they would be 20% off. 20% off. Andrew says, please bring me home some incense. Which one do you want, Andrew? Because I'm out of Nag Champa. I just sold it all. I have this super hit. If you want super hit, I don't know what else you would like. Andrew says the conversation starter. Yeah, our big things, and we wear them because they stand out. You can see some of our big brooches and big rings from across our room. So they give people something to come up and talk to you about. You know, everybody sometimes is a little bit, well, not everybody. You know, sometimes I'm a little bit socially anxious, but if I see something on someone that they're wearing that I really like, it gives me the ability to go up to them and start talking to them about it. So we try to make sure that we are, you know, accessible in that way. So we try to wear something, you know, that's noticeable and that people can easily comment on so that it's a conversation starter or a silence breaker. And we have all of these wonderful hand-carved items. We have a lot of hand-carved items. I'm going to show you more down here and down here. But these ones are bezel set already. These ones are bezel set. So they make it easy to turn into pendants or connectors. Whereas the other ones that I'm going to show you later have holes on some of them. But they're less easy to use. These are ready to go. And these range from anywhere about $32 to about $92, depending on their size and how intricate they are. And these are all 20% off right now too. We have a ring from Andrew. This is one of my favorite rings, and I can't believe it's not sold yet. But this is $100. It's a size 7.5. It's a vintage Venetian glass. We've had that one a little while. Some of his other rings, this one is an amylite. So Ammonite has, let me see if I can get it to focus. It's hard focusing when you only have one hand because your camera doesn't want to focus on stuff. There it goes, maybe. So there's an Ammonite. That's an Ammonite under a quartz crystal. So, you know, when ammonites fossilize, sometimes they get that very shiny, pretty color. They take that and they put it under quartz. We have other rings in here. Painting by Cynthia Thornton. Another one of those big rings, that's topaz in that one. We have coral with some frogs here in a big ring. We have one of Andrew's bronze and turquoise pendants, or copper. No, turquoise and bronze. That he's done in silver. The back, this is only $85, handmade, handcrafted goodness. Then we have these items, which are hand carved out of bone or tusk, sometimes walrus tusk, but they are gotten ethically, and these are vintage even. So these are from a vintage collection. All of our items here are from a vintage collection as far as the hand carved items. Here you have rubies in this ring. Some rings, some other rings here that Andrew made. These are some other rings from other artisans. And then down here, we have more. We also have these carved wooden pieces. And this is one of my favorites right here, the little bird. The little bird right there. But all different kinds of things here. And these all range in price. That's kind of cute. These all range in price. For example, this one is only $40. $40, bird out of walrus jawbone. This one, for example, is only $32. This one is $45. So all different prices, all different things. If you like any of those, I can get you closer pictures if you'd like, or if you found something you like, take a screenshot and send it to us. info@allegorygallery.com. All right, I'm going to just set my phone down for one moment, everybody, because I need to take off this sweater. Sorry, I'm going to make you look at nothing, because I'm one-handed here. All right, and we're back. It's getting too hot in here walking around. So over here is one of Andrew's biggest pieces of artwork that he's made in quite a while. This is the Magic Keeper. And this painting is available at $750, and it would be 20% off. This is a rarity that we're doing 20% off on something like this. But this is actual, you can see the strips running through. These are pieces of his other artwork that he's collaged and repainted over to add to this one. So there's a lot of symbolism in the painting itself, but there's also other symbolism beneath that only he really knows about. All right. And if anybody sees anything that they want to ask more about, you can ask in the comments, and I can try and get you information. This is not a one-way street, y'all. It's not just me talking. Feel free to talk in the comments so I know you're there and you're watching. And if you like stuff, put it in the comments. Like Anne just said, I love the Magic Keeper. It's one of my favorites. It's one of my favorites. Mine too, Anne. Mine too. And I'm really surprised it has not sold yet, because it gets a lot of looks, but it's also a more expensive piece. So you have to know what you really want, right? You have to know you want it. These beads here are Manique. These are Indonesian handmade glass beads. Some of these are on the website in the online store, but some of them are not. Like some of these ones that we only have a single strand of, they would not have gotten placed in the online store most likely. So those are available. We have more of those down here. This is kind of the more assorted lot of them here. Some one-offs, more one-offs here than in other places. So those are Manique. The stars on the wall, Teresa, these stars, they're from Indonesia. They're hand-painted and carved. And there's a large one and a small one. They come in two different sizes. There's also a heart, a very large heart. And I believe they're, I want to say $4 and $3 or $5 and $4. I will look. We are going to see more of those in a little bit. I'll show you those in a little bit. This here is dyed jade. Nice, just a simple thing if you're looking for a particular color. Sometimes, you know, you can't find the perfect stone in the perfect color. There's nothing wrong, I think, with dyed stones, as long as you know they're dyed, and as long as they're not going to come off on your skin as you wear them. So these are really nice quality, dyed jade. And we have them in 3 different sizes. So there's 8mm, 6mm, and 4mm. And they are all $7. It doesn't matter what size, they're $7 a strand. And over here we have some smaller ones of these are actually glass, I'm sorry. These are the glass rounds here, and then these ones back behind here are ceramic. And these, I think these are vintage. No, they're just large hole ceramic. So let me see if I can get one-handed, show you kind of that they are large hole. It won't focus very well. You can kind of see maybe, but they're large hole. They have generally at least a 2 to 3mm hole. So they're nice if you're using them or need them for something particular, or you want to use different stringing materials. I know a lot of you are starting to macrame and do things like that. And sometimes you want a larger hole to go over some of that kind of thread that you're stringing materials or whatever it is, the hemp or whatever you might be using for that. Teresa said the stars I bought were 4 for the large and 2 for the small. That sounds about right. Sounds about right. Thank you, Teresa. And they would be 20% off now too. Here we have West African mixed trade beads. And these are $42 a strand, but they're really good deals when you start looking at some of these beads. Some of those beads are more expensive than others, but these are mixed strands. There are a few of these mixed strands in the online store as well. But if you see one here you like particularly, like maybe you like this big one right here on this strand. If you do, you can get it from us here in the store just by sending us an email and letting us know. Taking a screenshot of that is the best way. A lot of people, if you're watching on Facebook, you can't rewind. If you're watching this on our YouTube channel, you can rewind to get that screenshot like right now if you want to. It makes it a lot easier, but Facebook doesn't let you go back. I don't think they're doing that yet. So if you're watching on Facebook, you either need to jump to YouTube if you want to rewind, or just wait until the end and then go back through and get your screenshots. But none of this stuff is generally, I shouldn't say that. Some of it is like all the carved items. There's only one of each. So some of it's, you know, you want to get it now, you want to get it now. Teresa sent you an email. Thank you so much. So we have all different kinds of things. There's plastic, just vintage plastic strands here, clay beads. These are kind of cool, these little clay beads. And I have to look at the camera screen instead of looking at my hand because I'm not in focus. Sorry, everybody. And we have Ghana glass here. I just sold some of these strands today. They're fairly large holes. You can see what's kind of going through them up here. They're nice, handmade glass. And in here is a mix. Mostly these are all African, but it's just a mix. Some of these strands we only have one of. These I really, really like. Bonnie says, hi, William, can you combine orders? Bonnie, yes, we always 100% of the time do our best job that we can combining your orders. So we have one person that helps us with all of our shipping, and that person goes through every single way that you could buy things from us, whether it's this store, whether it's these videos, whether it's in the online store. And before she processes any order, she checks all those places to see if you have an order somewhere else and automatically combines and refunds any shipping overages. You do not pay any more in shipping from us than what we pay the post office. All right. That's generally the rule here, is that we don't make money on your shipping. We refund every bit. So if we do invoice you and you say, oh, I have an order in the online store, I am still going to add the shipping to it, just in case for any reason the weight of those items or the size of those items would go over, and we'd have to ship separately, or the combined total makes that price go up for us. But then once we figure out what that price will be, once everything is combined as best as it can be, we refund all of your shipping that we don't use. So I know Marianne, for example, is in Canada. Every time she gets an invoice or places an online order, it's about $14 or $15 US money that she pays in shipping. But once we tally everything up, sometimes I think we've had like $75 at one point that we refunded, or something close to that, because that's what we do. This here, these are, I'm sorry, I'm talking about that stuff and not explaining. These are faux African. These are made in Indonesia, and they're made to look like African beads, but they're not African beads. They're Indonesian. And there is a little bit of a difference. You can kind of tell. And really calling them faux African doesn't do them probably justice. They're just beautiful as they are, and they're Indonesian glass. And then down here we have some of the smaller African glass. And then we have some vintage Czech thrown in here. This is mostly because these are long strands, and this is where we put long strands. So there's some vintage African and some vintage Czech here back behind it all. And then here we have our selection of Roman glass. And for those of you who do not know, Roman glass is glass made by the Romans. So this glass is over 2,000 years old. The Romans made vessels out of glass just like we do. They also got rid of their glass sometimes like we do, but they used a lot of their glass to help harden their roads. So this is found along their trading routes, the Silk Roads, or the Silk Road trading routes a lot of times. Right now, most of the glass we get that's Roman glass comes from modern day Afghanistan. And you have to be careful, because depending who you buy from, there's a lot of fake out there. We have been using trusted suppliers actually since before we had the store, because Andrew used them even before we had the store. So we believe in their product, and we believe that it's the real deal. It's very difficult to get this patina. It's very difficult to get this patina. You can't fake it. At least we've not been able to. Andrew has tried because it's beautiful. And just from being in the ground and being there for so long, it gets sometimes this beautiful or even rainbow effect on them. We have been trying to fake that, but it's not easy. So that's one sign that this is, the real deal. But also we do, again, use a trusted vendor. These strands, Vanessa, how much do the strands cost? These strands are $40 a strand. $40. All of our vintage or all of our Roman glass is $40 a strand. Now these are 2-hole strands or 2-hole beads. So you can see here, there's a hole here and a hole here. Each one of these has 2 holes, which is a really cool kind of look. And I like these a lot. We are out of those single hole ones that we used to have. I have some chunky ones, some really chunky ones, but they're at the front of the store. And I'll show you those when we look at more of the gemstones up front. All right. So we're going to look back in here for just a few moments and go back to this case again, because I wanted to wait till I got closer to the bottom down here to show you these. So these are more sculptures than beads, and these are carved things. And these are really, I love these. I love these so much, especially the cats, because you know, we love the cats. And then we have some dogs and wolves down here. This is actually a tagua nut, carved tagua nut. That's one of the non-bone or kind of animal things we have in these. Look at that dog chewing on that belt. I have no idea why we still have this, because I thought that would sell like you know, in no time. But we still have it. Look at those cats playing. A little kitten. So we have those too. And some of those are expensive. I'm not going to, you know, I'm not going to front that they're not. They're expensive, but they're not crazy. They're a good price for what they are, really. They are a good price for what they are. Now, why are my bowls now suddenly all falling around? Let's move this a little bit. There we go. So down here we have vintage plastic strands. Vintage plastic we love. These are from the 50s generally to the 80s, the ones that we have here. Some of these are in the online store already. Each vintage plastic strand is generally $4 a strand. We have these, which are like the vintage. These are actually from West Germany, so when Germany was split. And these are like vintage little rice beads, we call them. They're about 9 by 6 millimeters. They have that beautiful, beautiful colored AB finish on them. That Aurora Borealis AB finish gives it that beautiful color. And we have these as well. These are $4 a bag. And we have those, I think, in 3 or 4 different sizes. These are also in the online store. But these are vintage as well. And then we have our whole kind of basket full of vintage plastic strands. And we're getting lower and lower. We need to talk to our suppliers maybe and get some more, but we still have a lot. There's a lot of variety in here. There's a lot of different kinds. Let's see, where's one of my, this is one of my favorites. Just got a sale on the online store. Some of you must be purchasing some stuff, so we appreciate that. Marianne says, refunds are made often. I'm buying too much too. Never buying too much. That's just the thing. You could buy something for $5 and it's going to cost you like $15 in shipping. But she knows we combine, so she knows she's getting her money back. So it makes it super easy, I think. I know it's a little bit of money up front, but you'll get it back in the end. Andrew says there's no more of this. We bought them out, so that's why we're not getting any more. That's why we haven't gotten any more lately. Andrew usually does the buying for this kind of stuff. He says they're done. That's it. You like the vintage plastic, you better get it now. Because I love it. It's super lightweight. And this is stuff that was done from the 50s through the 80s. Is our decrepit sign here. But so this is good quality plastic. I know it's funny to say that sometimes because people think plastic beads are just cheap. A lot of us have those, you know, the thought of like the plastic pony beads we grew up as kids trying to play with and do things with. When you hear plastic, you get that thought in your head, but this is different. This is good quality plastic. A lot of this was used to mimic other things. So you'll see some that look like stone. You'll see some that look like amber, like this one. And a lot of these don't have like the seam lines that you're going to see in a lot of modern plastics. They don't bother to sand them down or clean them up as much as they used to. But these were used a lot of times for jewelry. And so they were made to look nice, right? So there you have that. We have a whole big thing of that. And then over here, we have all of our toggles. And I'm going to take, a little bit of time to look through some of these trays because I never do that with you all. I never do that on store tours. And I want you to be able to see these because some of these, like these are Tiara cast items. If you see something you like, you can take a screenshot and we can send it to you. We don't place these in our online store. I don't know why. We just generally don't order a lot of them at once. This is pretty. We just have some pinch bells in here. This tray's getting a little bit down there, but there's something in every one. So we need to reorder some things. There's some silver plated toggles. Let me get this. I'm still working on adjusting this, the right height to this. And it's always weird to me because somebody will buy one of these or one of these, but not the other. And we try to watch as we're checking out and doing things, but sometimes they get missed. Like obviously here, somebody took, and some people do. They ask us, can I just please buy the loop? I just want the loop. And we're like, sometimes we're like, okay, but most of the time when they say that, I'm like, I'm just going to throw this in here, the rest of this, in case, you decide you might want it or need it. But that happens. So that's why you'll see that. We have some magnetic ones. If you saw the pearl bracelets I made for myself, I used some of the magnetic clasp ultimately. So we have some of those in silver and gold right now. But I'm out of, looks like I'm out of the gunmetal and I'm out of the silver right now. Or I had a larger silver one. That's what it is. So I'm out of that. Hello, Amanda. Thank you for tuning in with us. We have various connectors, Saki silver. Of course, these are not silver, but they're from the Saki brand connectors. We have these little S hooks. And these are sliding connectors. They're 2-strand and you pull them apart. I would do it, but I only have one hand right now. But you pull them apart and slide them together. They're really convenient. And then we have some of our wooden pendants and cutouts. And if you're new to us, you may not have seen some of these wooden pendants. Some of these are left from before when we were doing more engraving. Right now we do a lot of cutouts like these ones. We do a lot of those because they're fast and our laser was having issues, but we're going to get back into releasing some of these again, the engraved ones, but that'll all happen in time. I really like this one, the sugar skull. And these are all hand drawn by Andrew. And they're all done by Andrew in his idea book, and then he turns them into a digital print. Facebook user, sorry, I don't know who you are. It's Facebook user. You might have to hit that link for us for the StreamYard link. But it says, OMG, oh my gosh, love the jellyfish, right? And this one is on walnut. So we don't always, sometimes a lot of times when we do these, we only do them on the maple, but we did a few on the walnut. And these are $10 each for these. If you want that Facebook user, send us an email with a screenshot for that and you can get it. We only have the one left. And I don't know, we're going to be limiting the number of designs we use. We had a lot of designs, but some of them turn out better than others. And so I don't know if we'll be reproducing the jellyfish or not. So if you want it, we've got one left. And then more toggles here. Lots of different kinds of toggles at nice prices. Like these, I think, are all $1 to $1.50. These ones are bigger, so they're $3.50, and these are bigger, so they're $3.50. But most of these are like $1 each. Like, that's nice, right? Especially if you're a beginner or you're just making things for yourself and you just need a toggle. $1, that's easy. And then I'm going to try not to spill this tray again, because this is the tray I knocked on the floor the other day, if you remember me talking about that. And it has all of these little tiny charms, like the Star of David's here. We also have Santa charms. We have the Christmas tree. We have these little elf charms. Here we have cats. These are hard to see because they are tiny. I don't know if the camera is going to pick this up, but these are little cats. There you go. Maybe you can see that. The focal distance is weird on this. Then we have these peace hearts, which I really like the peace hearts. We have them in silver, and we have a few left in gold. And it looks like we have a few odds and ends here too. This is an open heart, which is nice. And then we have this little brass cat charm, which is a little cat. It has a hole that goes down through, up and down. And these little Hello Kitty charms, but they're not Hello Kitty, y'all, right? These are just cat charms. These are actually, there's no hole in these, which I didn't realize when we bought them. So these ones, these little rabbit ears, they are bunny charms, but they're not really, they don't have a hole. So you got to glue them on, or you got to do something with them. Then of course we have Pennsylvania charms. Got to have some Pennsylvania charms. We have raw brass, silver plated, and gold plated Pennsylvanias. And then in here we have various charms, various just, you know, kind of odds and ends. You never know. Some people like bugs. Some people want an alligator or a lizard. Some people need a bunny, a reindeer. You know, you never know. Keys and hearts, hobby horses, golf clubs. Yeah, we got a lot of golfers around here. We have buttons. These are bee buttons and bee charms and little flowers over here. Honeycombs. Those are from Tiara Cast. I think these are all in here. Most of these are all from Tiara Cast. We have the Hamsa. We have this little partridge. And these are bees, little bees, little bees. If I can get this to zoom right, little bees. Oh, and yet another tray. More buttons. These are all buttons mostly in here. And then we got some of these. These are really nice. These are very light little filigree balls. Just some fun stuff. And then I think I didn't do this tray yet. So we have our wooden pendant, our sea monster there. We have, this is the heart paw. This is over here, we have the angel puppy. We did. And we have that in, that was in maple, and this is in walnut. We have a larger heart paw. I don't think we actually produce this one anymore. We mainly do the small one. So this is the larger one. We still have a few of those. We have some quote pendants, lots of quote pendants that we used to do. We haven't done those in a while. And then we have our kind of, I just lost the word. Yeah, what are the words for that? Anyway, words. They're words. Words begin to a particular place. What's that word, everybody? Help me. Somebody will know what I'm talking about. Words of a particular place. So persnickety, okie dokie, nebby. Nebby is one here from Pittsburgh. It's a Pittsburghese type thing. Nebby means you're nosy. You're a nebby neighbor. You're like Mrs. Kravitz. Hullabaloo, kerfluffle, cattywampus, rigmarole, slippy. Slippy is a thing we say here in Pennsylvania instead of slippery. Slippy actually made it into the dictionary though. And says regional slang, kind of. There's another word for that though, and I can't think of it. Kerfuffle, Facebook user loves that word. Malarkey. So we did a whole series of those, and they are available if you'd like any of those. Those are $8 each. And then more charms. This is copper and silver Bali beads made in Bali. And we have those in a number of different shapes and styles. And those are generally $3 to about $5 each, depending on the size and shape. Do I have another tray? I do have another tray. And bead cones in here of different sorts, mostly bead cones. Mostly bead cones in here. So there's that. Now, we don't usually take you through all the trays in our store tour, but hey, maybe you want to see it this time. Maybe you want something in there. If you do, let me know. Something jumped out of this one, though. Put that back in there. All right, and then of course, I'm not going to take you through all of these, but you know, we have different kinds of charms. There's little bird charms up here. There's more, mostly kind of geometric type things up here. These are kind of geometric kind of hearts. And these wavy washers, these are really popular. These are large wavy washers. People have been buying those a lot, and these ones as well. They're cool in between other beads because you only see that part of them, right? You only see the wave. So they're a nice little addition. And then these are little rings. These rings have holes on each side, so you can suspend other beads inside. The wire can go through, and you can suspend something inside there. So that's pretty cool. Big nuggets, big nuggets. And then, of course, here, this is our table of all different kinds of findings and lobster claws, and we have some ear wires and head pins and, you know, all that. Not so much fun, but necessary stuff, right? Necessary stuff. Hello, June. Thank you for tuning in today. We appreciate you tuning in. Next up, we have all of our rocks. So these are tumbled rocks. And here we have poppy jasper. And up here we have the autumn jasper. And here we have polychrome jasper. We also have some towers in here, like this beautiful one. Look at that pink right there. And this one is the plum blossom jasper. Plum blossom jasper. I don't know if I can get these out to see better. Sometimes that light overdoes it. So I love that. I think that's a really pretty one. There goes one of my signs. The tape on my signs has been failing all day long. So there you go. They've been falling. Teresa says, do you have black head pins? I might. I have gunmetal. I don't know if gunmetal works for you or not. But I do have gunmetal ball head pins. And I have gunmetal regular flat head pins. So it just depends. I don't have anything darker than gunmetal, though. I also have gunmetal eye pins if you need them. So I do have those. Just send us an email if you'd like any of them. Crazy lace agate, flower agate, banded agate. We also have some of these pendulums. This here is a tree agate pendulum. This one's really pretty. Green and white. I love that. And in here we have some of these rose quartz pendants and quartz pendants in different shapes. I'll show you more of those later. We have more of those across the room. We have some smoky quartz here, along with some other quartz and some blue rose quartz, which was a new thing to me, blue rose quartz. But it's got a very pretty pale grayish blue color. And then we have the quartz spheres, which these are super popular with kids because they think they're the coolest thing, and adults too, actually. but they're clear quartz spheres. There's some inclusions in some of them. Most of them, there's a little bit of something, but they're pretty dang clear. Pretty clear. Over here we have labradorite. We have black labradorite. We have regular labradorite. And we have rainbow moonstone in here as well. And then this, of course, these are some labradorite rings that Andrew has created. And I can't get that. There's a really pretty kind of pinkish purple flash in this ring. But it's hard to get it to flash without hardly any light. We're down to just artificial light. And that's not the best way to show them. So I'm not going to try too hard. Here's lepidolite. We have two different lepidolites. We have a lepidolite with, whoops, that just rolled across the room. So we have a lepidolite, which is a little bit lighter, and it has more of the matrix in it. And then we have some of the darker, that has more of the lepidolite. But, you know, people like either one. And then here we have phoenix stone. We also have a phoenix stone tower. And this is a rhodonite tower. And then we jump over here to the lapis station. Lapis station over here. So we have lapis spheres. Like that. Look like little worlds. We have this beautiful dark blue lapis. This is from Afghanistan. The Afghan lapis is really, really pretty. Really, you can kind of tell when you see it, because of how beautiful it is, how dark blue it is. Then we have these candles. You've probably seen these candles as I've been going through. There's a rose quartz one. This is a lapis one. They actually have stone dust. You can see on the top of them. So the lapis is in there. And this is a myrrh candle with lapis for awareness. We have rose scented with rose quartz for universal love. So we have a number of those. And we have lapis earrings back here. These are beautiful. I almost sold these today, but they didn't want something quite that long. But I love these. These are a beautiful example of lapis earrings. And then we also have these lapis earrings made up of some items we have here in store. And then we move over here to prehnite and citrine and carnelian. And then more citrine, natural citrine specimens back there. And then over here we have green calcite, orange calcite, amethyst, some more orange calcite that has not been tumbled in any way, and some more of those candles. We have the selenite bowls. These are $12 each, and they are on sale. Remember, everything I'm showing you, every price I'm quoting you, until 11:59 p.m. Eastern Time Monday night, you get 20% off of. So these are selenite bowls. We have selenite candle holders. I think these are $20. Yeah, $20 for tea candles. Various stones here. Nguni, tiger eye, gem silica. These are gem silica specimens. These are really nice. I like these a lot. Beautiful gem silica. Oops, I don't want that to fall off that stand. Then we have partial megalodon teeth. So these are partial fossilized megalodon teeth. And then we have Pelectopod specimens and urchin fossils. We have Amazonite, sodalite, black obsidian, and a sodalite tower back there. And then down here, these are things I don't always show on the store tours because they're so low, but I'm going to get on the ground here and we're going to take a look at these. These are vintage acrylic strands, which I think are really awesome. These are $18 a strand. They come in these various shapes and colors. There's only one orange one left. That's really cool, I think. So we have those. We have various other vintage plastic that's kind of a metallic vintage plastic. It's metallicized. There's some rounds. There's some of these. These are really cool. This shape. And we have some large ones here. And I think, I don't want to dig too much because I'll make a mess, especially with one hand. So there are those, looking for anything like that. There are more vintage plastic strands here. Some of these vintage plastic are marked $3 a strand because they're newer. So they're not as nice as the other ones. They're good for kids if you want to work with kids. They're also good if you just are, mocking something up, mocking up a design or something like that. Or, if you're just making some nice, fun, inexpensive earrings, they're great for that. Not everything has to be about, the highest quality and the highest price, right? They're just fun. Sometimes you just want to be fun. More vintage plastic here. More down here. Got these cones. These cones are cool. The holes go down through the center, so you can do things with those. And more vintage plastic in here. More and more and more. More vintage plastic over here. This kind of mimics bone. So if you want something light and not coming from an animal, these are actually a little bit heavy, but nice, they look like bone. All right, standing back up and spinning around. Let's not get a head rush, hopefully. Here are more of these candles. And so this one is amber smell with red jasper for problem solver. Let's see if we get the lights off of those. This is patchouli with quartz for clarity. And this is sage with selenite for cleansing. And then here we have these wonderful little glasses. Un verre d'amitié, like a friendship glass between friends. Sit down with your friend, have a glass, right? We have these salt cellars. They say salt on them. Nice place to put your salt. I like those a lot. We have these cats that were done with Kelly Russell and Andrew. Kelly Russell showed us how to do this kind of shibori fabric effect on here. Each one of these panels that you see, so there's a panel, there's a big panel, there's a panel. Each one of those has 12 layers of slightly different colored polymer clay layered up, and then they're pressed to be thin. And then we took a knife and cut down through them to get the kind of designs and the color you want to show through. It's a long process. So this has a bunch of those strips in it. So this one took a long time to get just the way we wanted it to be. And then Andrew sculpted the cats and painted them. So these are $50 each. They're all handmade. They have an aluminum foil core. So even though they're polymer clay, they're not solid. They are hollow around that. I mean, they are solid, but there's a core in there of aluminum foil that keeps them very light. They don't get too heavy. So we have those. And then of course you're going to see as we go around things like this. These statues, these are hand carved in Indonesia. These are about $15 each. We have these smaller ones here like this one. Some of them have hair, some of them don't. The smaller ones are $10 each. And you can purchase those and have them shipped to you as well. We have some chime or spell candles in various colors. They're $8.75 each if you need spell candles. And over here, we still have that S word that I'm not allowed to talk about because everyone copyright infringes me when I do, or I infringe the copyright when I do. So here's that S word crystal, and we still have some of these crystals available. We have these ones over here are the 4mm faceted rounds, and we have various colors in the 4mm faceted round left. We have just a few scarabs left as well. And then we have different sizes and shapes of those available. These are not in our online store, I don't believe. They may be transferring to the online store soon, but I kind of like them in the store. Because if we put them in the online store, we have to open up all these packets to take pictures, and then they don't go back in, and we can't use the S word anyway. So it's easier if they're in store and people see them. So here's more vintage plastic of the $3 variety instead of the $4. These are a little less expensive because they're a little less well made. Some of them you will see seam lines and things like that. Not all of them, but some of them. But we do have a great selection of them. And if you want to make just fun earrings for kids or for teens, you're just getting into jewelry making, it's a great thing to start with because they're inexpensive and you can get a good bit of them for the price. We do still have some vintage patinas here. Just a few, not many left, but these are the original patinas. These aren't the new ones that they've come out with. So this is rose gold and white gold. I have one of those. Actually, I have two of those. I have the moss verdigris and jade set. I have the ocean seafoam pearl and seafoam pearl, ocean pearl, and seashell pearl. I have one of those. I have one of the matte glazes here in the large. And then of course we have some little bezel templates. We have art brushes if you're looking for some brushes. Those are $10 a set only. And over here, I have some small separate ones. This is agate is the color, and marble, and the small gloss glaze. So we have those available as well. If you'd like any of those, those are the originals. Those are the ones that Andrew uses still because a little goes a long way on those. So Andrew uses those when he shows how to paint our wooden pendants and paint metal in our tutorials that he does. That's the one he uses still, not the newer ones yet. Cynthia uses the newer ones, which we don't have yet, but she has them on her website at greengirlstudios.com. Okay, it's going to be a little dark over here, I'm afraid, but we're going to go through some of these. This is our artisan collection. So there's a lot of beads by various artisans here. I can't go over everybody, and I can't show everything. I wish I could, but if you have any questions and you want to say, hey, those Invisity charms that you showed me, can you please give me a picture of all of them? So that would be like these from Invisity. I haven't seen them pop up lately. I hope they're okay. Usually they used to pop up in my timeline quite a bit, but I really like their stuff. This is one of the Invisity pendants. Let me show you this one. It's a little bit, you got to say, a horse rider with a bow and arrow. They're just kind of sometimes primitive, almost designs, and I really love it. Like, I don't know if you can see that, but it's like a deer drawn with an eye and a person with a stick. So I just really like that design style. So we have those Invisity charms and Invisity pendants. We have a good bit of lily pilly carved, laser cut or laser carved, etched is the word, there you go, laser etched shell. So for example, look at all those. Those are beautiful shell pendants. We have more of them. These are like $16 each right now. We have a number of Lily Pilly stuff in the online store as well, so be sure to check there too. You might see some different things there. But that's a quick glance at some of these. We have these little ones. These are probably all going to come out upside down, and I only have one hand as I drop them all over the place. So can't see. Let me find light. There it is. Little partridge. I love those little partridge ones, and they remind me of guitar picks too. Let me see if I can flip these over. There we go. So for example, those are fun, right? I can't pull them all out because obviously I'm dropping things already. But look at that, the koi fish. So if you're looking for those, I can get you more examples of those. Just let me know. I'll be happy to get you some photos. Here are some larger ones. These are $20 each. And then they get even bigger over here with the $25 ones. So those are really fun. And because they're shell, they're super light. Super light. So you'd think something like this would weigh a lot, but this is hardly anything. You can see the shell in the back. All right. So we have those. We have some C-Coupe enamel connectors and little charms in here. And we have a little bit of Green Girl. Most of our Green Girl stuff is in the online store right now. So we do have some Green Girl in the physical store, but not much. Once we clear out our back room, I want to get a lot of it. So we'll see how that goes. We have Dana Swisher beads, which I love. Dana Swisher is an artist we love who does ceramic work. And they're just really sweet, fun beads. She usually does faces, and I have one face only. We need to order more. One face. It's hard to get a hold of her sometimes. She's one of those people that you know you need to like send a letter to, and it doesn't do a lot email or digital or anything like that. We have Rita head pins and Marcia Neal head pins. So some by Marcia Neal and some glass work by Rita Schneck. So we have a lot of those if you're interested in those. And those head pins, just to give you a size, there you go. That helps at all. Those are $14 each. We have a number of Maku Raku pieces. Really need to find a way to maybe display these a little better, but we move them in and out of cabinets and things sometimes too. So right now they're in a bowl, but we have a number of those. Heather Powers, Humble Beads. If you know Heather, she's in the Great Bead Extravaganza with us as well. We invited her in and she said yes, thankfully. So we have a few of her pieces and some of her pairs and things in store, but we're starting to get low on these as well. Starting to get a little low on these. Over here we have some earthenwood ceramic. She does not make ceramic much anymore, so we're lucky to still have some around. Sue Pelgar's lamp work right there. Gaia ceramic. We have more earthenwood over here. We have some Yayan glass here. These are really fabulous looking, flashy glass beads. I like those a lot. We have some of Harry's work. If you watch these videos and you know Harry Wood, here are some of his pieces. Some of his Egyptian themed raku. We also have this cool little bird cabochon. And this one I think is a dragon. So there you go, we have those. Jenny Davies Reeser, we have a few of her items. And I showed this glass, some of this glass on a recent live. So this is handmade glass by Two Sisters Beads, I think. What am I saying? The two bead sisters. I always flip the words around. Tamara Melcher glass, unicorn beads glass. We have some unicorn stuff, Mystic Moon stuff, various lamp work. Glass, Mystic Moon, unicorn, Keisha glass. And then we get some Andrew stuff over here. And large artisan glass hollow form beads. These are really cool. They're all hollow form. All right, I'm going to take a moment here in case you're just joining us. We're doing a store tour here at Allegory Gallery. And if you'd like to purchase anything from this video, take a screenshot during the video or when you replay it. If you're on YouTube, you can rewind. If you're on Facebook, you have to wait until the end. And send us that screenshot to us at info@allegorygallery.com. Send us that email, and we will go ahead and look up what you're looking for, give you pricing information, and send you an invoice and ship to you. This is our seed bead wall. It's more full than it's been because we've gotten our seed beads out and inventoried, but we don't carry a lot of seed beads. We don't carry a lot of them because we're not mainly a seed bead store. We're mostly stringing and kind of artisan beads and ethnographic beads and gemstones. So we don't deal a lot with seed beads. We don't have a seed bead teacher per se. So we have them. We have some of them. And some people buy them for what, usually use seed beads for. But a lot of times we use them as spacers and things in designs. Teresa's asking, what is the price of Harry's? Harry's raku is $8. $8 a piece. All right. And I'm going to keep going along this wall. We have Marcia Neal Studios. We have some items in here. We just moved a bunch of our Marcia Neal stuff to the online store. So there's much more in the online store from Marcia. And then over here, we have various things. Various things. So from vintage hematite seed beads at $1 a strand to, letter beads. We have cubic zirconia. These are little, if I can get it to focus, if you can see that, little drops, cubic zirconia drops in lots of different colors. We have the light purple, we have a garnet color, we have a darker amethyst color, we have a light rose back there, hyacinth color, and right here is a rose pink. We also, I think, have some of these cubic zirconia in the online store as well. These are kind of odds and ends, so I'm not going to go through everything. They're kind of our loose stones. We have one strand, I think, of sea urchin needles as well. And if you know these, they are very, very brittle. So we don't put them in the online store. They're not always great to ship, but we do have one strand here. One strand here, it's $22. If you want it, we can pack it up nice and safe for you. These are wooden beads made out of wood and painted wood. These are glass pearls. Some check glass in here, various check glass. This poor little tray is looking pretty meager there, but there's a lot of stuff we need to redo. We're going to be doing a full, I think, store shuffle soon. That's where we move things around to make things, a little bit more new and to condense things and to, kind of get our grasp on things a little better. We move things around again. So here we have mermaid glass and call it mermaid glass and galaxy glass. Here, some of our vintage pearls, most of our vintage pearls have gone into the online store. Excuse me. So we have just a few still here in the physical store. And we have some colored pearls here too as well, and some other vintage pearls. Down here is a mix of various vintage glass. There's some vintage Japanese. There's some vintage West German in there. Some vintage Czech. There's some crystal strands in here. And more vintage stuff here. If you like the vintage, we've got vintage. I love these. I love these vintage glass strands. I think those are so cool. I like the texture on them. That's probably what I like about them so much. Here we have some vintage lucite and vintage plastic and vintage lucite. Here we have some Czech glass strands. These are pretty inexpensive. These are like $3, $2, $3, something like that a strand, $4. Here we have some vintage hand spun glass and some vintage plastic strands back there. Down here we have big wooden beads, but really light. These are actually really light. We have this as well, this style, which I like. I think that's cool. I think I used some of these ones in my lapis necklace that I made using Laura Lunsford's piece that I got from her. And we have various vintage resin here too. So I really like these. I like the big stuff. I like these. We have these here. We have Buddhas. This is German resin here. Those. We have other Buddhas over here, more German resin in different colors. I think those would make freaking fantastic earrings. That'd be fun. So just various ones here, all different kinds. These trays need to be moved a little bit because they don't get seen very often because they're down here at the bottom. And you have to do like me and sit on the floor to really see them. So not many people see them. So we're going to be moving things around, like I said. Various seed beads. So these are made out of seed, and these are bamboo, painted bamboo. And then over here, we have various large glass beads. So these are large teardrops. We have large shell-looking beads, shell-shaped. We have the large teardrop in the white, in the gray, and in the blue. We have some yellow drops like that. And we also have some red faceted ovals. So that is that bookcase right there. And then along the way, of course, we also have jewelry by Andrew. That's one thing we don't show very much, but the jewelry is also on sale. So if you do see a piece of jewelry in any of these shots that you like, feel free to send us a screenshot. It's on sale right now too. These are beaded earrings. These are a fair trade item by women's co-ops in Indonesia. And then let's tour up here real quick. We have some pyrite earrings, some various earrings up here. We have this beautiful big bone and glass and lots of other things in there. Bone and glass mostly, I think. Necklace by Andrew. We have this amazing strand of rubies right there. It's a whole strand of rubies. And that is normally $375, but it would be 20% off. Now it's already done. Let me move this little painting first. It is already done as a sliding necklace, but you may not like that. We didn't price this as a necklace. We priced it just as the rubies themselves. So that can be taken apart easily if you want to use those. But look how beautiful those are. Natural rubies, and imagine those as like earrings or used one at a time. Some of the smaller ones maybe in a bracelet. Beautiful. And then here we have a set of 3 arched cats. And that set of 3 is only $10. Those are Indonesian items. Hand carved, hand painted. More of these cats that Andrew and Kelly did. And over here we have 2. We have another strand like that, only it's sapphires and rubies together. And that one is $6.15. That one's more. That one costs more. And then we have underneath it a necklace in labradorite that Andrew did. And then various earrings, necklaces. There's a painting by Cynthia. Pearl necklaces here with this kind of pearl tassel that Andrew did. Another one up there. More of the cat sets up there, more of the masks, more of those friendship glasses up there. We have a vintage white coral for sale there. And some of these birds. These are each individually carved, and they all look different, a little bit different. So sometimes they have their heads up or down, or their beak open or closed, heads turned a little bit more. And says those red and white striped arch cats are very cute. They are, right? Very cute. And then down here is Czech Glassapalooza. We have lots of Czech glass, and it is after today. I'm sorry, they're very disheveled. I didn't have time in between to do too much cleaning. I cleaned up. That's a Western Pennsylvania phrase, to red up. I cleaned up some of the trays a little bit before this live, but I didn't get to all of them. So we have different check glass here. We have the Star of Ishtars over here. We have the scorpion beads. We have some of the ammonite shell check glass, some of the hearts, some of the peace signs, some of the laser etched stuff. We have in here. We have some Buddha heads here. We have some of the I think trilobite. Is that right? Trilobite there. We have the tulips here. Tulips. And then here we have the 3mm fire polished. A lot of the 3mm fire polished in different colors. And it looks like we have some 5mm or 4mm fire polished in there as well. So if you're looking for any colors in that, we have it. Shakita says, we have so many unique items at your store, I'll definitely have to visit one day. Yes, y'all need to visit. Every one of you watching, I wish you could visit. These are leaves, and right now they are a mess. We got to go back through them because there are like 5 or 6 or 7 different colors of these, but they're all kind of mishmashed around right now. We had some people going through them all today. So, but we have lots of beautiful leaves. I kind of like these darker ones myself, the dark greens. There's these ones, they're almost like a blue and red when you see them in the sunlight or a better light. Like a maroon, like this one here, a little bit of blue and gray. Really pretty. They're $12 a strand, and there's a lot on a strand of those. Like, that's a lot of check glass. $12 a strand, less 20%, right? 20% for now. And then over here, we have some of the 3mm fire polished again. So different colors in that. And then we have some of the larger, which these I believe are 5mm fire polished. And then we have the Lucerna bicones. And we have like, well, I was going to show you, we have like all the colors. There's the other ones. There are the other ones. There are the other ones. So we have all, pretty much all the colors, I think, of Lucerna bicone. And they are only $2 a strand, everybody. $2 a strand. Now, those are available in the online store, so you can check those out there if you want to. Might be easier for you to see colors and see things there. And then we have all these different check glass beads. These are some of my favorites, and they don't sell very well, but I think it's because they're under these trays. Sometimes people don't move the trays, right? People don't realize there's so much. These really need to be cleaned up, these trays. So I apologize, they're messy. But it got to be a busy day, and then I didn't have a lot of time. Yank that out. So these are just odds and ends. There's some more Lucerna in there, the last of those. And then there's just some kind of like odds and ends. These are green and red. It's like time for the season right now. Check glass, they're $6 a strand. They're a pretty nice size strand. So if you're looking for some green and red, we've got it there. Just some fun stuff. Just some fun stuff. And then these, I love these. So all different things in there. If you see something you like, just send us a screenshot in the email on the screen, info@allegorygallery.com, and ask us about them, and we'll tell you as much as we can. These I took a picture of the other day and showed you, because they were just like, the light was shining through this window here, and the light was shining on these, and they were so beautiful. But we have some butterflies, we have some of the swallows in various colors, in the purple and the red, the orangey red, the green. This is the last, I think, of our mercury glass kind of drops here. And yeah, I like these a lot. These used to be very popular. These are a little bit older. We sold a lot of those. We have just a few left. And again, more of the swallows in the purple, the light purple, compared to the dark purple. These are kind of have that shampoo-y effect on them. I really like those. So there are those. I told you this was going to be a long video, y'all, so I hope you don't mind. I hope you don't mind. So I'm going to just scan slowly through these trays of check glass because they're messy today. But you can see some of what we have. look at these. That's one last strand of those. This is the biggest Czech glass I think we've ever gotten. They look like stone rocks, glass rocks. They pretty much are glass rocks. We had a lot of these. We sold out of these. This is the last, or almost sold out. We have these pear-shaped ones, a few of those. See, I have I want to go back. As I'm sitting here, I want to rearrange them, and I don't have time for that because I'm showing you all things. So hopefully you like some of these. See, these are nice. This says, can you show the glass rocks again? I sure can. And this says, can't do star and won't let me. I don't know what you mean. I don't know what you mean. Mean sending us stars? I don't know how all that works all the time, if that's what you're talking about. I know some people do send us stars, and we appreciate that. It's like a little tip jar, which we always love. But I don't know how it always works with it, because I'm streaming, I think, to groups, and I'm streaming on our page. And maybe you can't send stars, or maybe that's not what you're even talking about. I love the bees. Aren't the bees cool? There's bees in blue. There's bees in like this yellowish color, in the kind of turquoise color. I love these. I think those are so cool. And I love these. We only have a few of those left. And cats. Who can't love a cat? We love cats. So there you go. Vanessa's, those are gorgeous. Thank you. You're welcome. So that is a lot of the Czech glass. Did I do this, Trey? That's a lot of the Czech glass. These are mostly melons and some rondelles that we have as far as modern Czech glass. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go around here a little bit. This is just some of our goat's milk soap. We can't actually ship that though. We have some other candles here that are soy candles. These are handcrafted in Connecticut, I believe, if I'm remembering correctly. Healing, spirit, gratitude, seduction, money, harmony, love, good health, angels' influence, wisdom, and peace. And those are $8 each. We also have tote bags. If I got paid every time somebody looked at this and almost bought it, I would be a millionaire, everybody. I don't know why. It's a gorgeous, this is a painting that Andrew did of the Yule cat from Iceland. And it's just, even if you don't know that, it's just a fun winter cat. So we have that. Some photos of leaves that Andrew's done. This is his abominable snowman with his little hot cocoa. Or maybe it's a hot mocha, I don't know. And then these are some that I showed you. We saw the prints of some of these earlier, right? Prints of that one. This is Andrew's Pride Crow. And then we saw some prints like these earlier as well, with the crows or ravens with the things out of their head, which I love, all different things. These are some abstract landscape kind of things that he did. And let me see if I can keep going this way. On this side, we have some of Cynthia's things. Don't mind that. That's my, see, I told you, these things keep falling all day long. Let's just put that right down there. So these are some of Cynthia's. And if you looked, when we were looking at the cards in the rack over there, you probably would have seen these. There's this one. There's the mermaid. And we had another one. Maybe we sold that one. Yay, that's nice. I like when that happens. We also have, these are leaves from the bushes in our yard with their berries on them. So you have that. We have some more abstracts there. Abstract there. And another crow. I think that's is that a cactus flower? I think that's a cactus flower. Marianne says that's a much nicer looking than the Yule cat's reputation, right? Yeah, Yule cat, not so much fun. not sure one you'll cat around very often. We have a few more of these abstracts. There's crystals that Andrew did. There's another one of his their dream something, and I can't remember the title of that series. But things in the window. We have some smudging kits, beginner smudging kits, and they have a shell. They have, of course, your sage. They have a flower, and they have a piece of Palo Santo wood in them. So those are $13.75. We're going to go over here. There's more masks in the window. Some of those masks. There's a golden Buddha mask there. That's one of the different ones that we have. And Mr. Cornelius here, it was telling everyone to shop small today. I had him outside. And then over here we have a mix of things, but mostly a lot of it is vintage check glass. So there's more check glass over here. Some of it's modern. It's kind of a mix of modern. These are nice little tiny drops. If you're looking for drops, we have them in a number of colors. We also have this. This is vintage check. A lot of this vintage check is in the online store. But if you see it here and you want it here, you can grab it here too. Send us an email. I like these ones a lot. That's why I'm showing them a long time. And then we have kind of the Hamsas here, a version of it. We have little check glass, little paw prints. And I'm just going to scan through this because there's a lot in here. And a lot of these in here are singles. So this is like, this is vintage Western or vintage German glass here. Western German, I think. Some like these are modern here, but they're one-offs in here. So if you do see something you like, a lot of these, there's only one left. So let us know. We have some of the gem cut stuff here, but we have almost like all the colors of the gem cut check glass in the online store. So it's easier to get them there probably. And then these are all, I think every one of these over here is vintage. Anissa, what is the starting price for a mask? I think the very cheapest one is $15. I think, let me look. Because I think, no, 20. 20. So the ones like this, the smaller ones like this, are 20. I think the long masks are either 20 or 25. I can't remember which. And somebody came through today and they had a kid and the kid ran through the store and it knocked the rumbling on our old floors. Now I'm not going to get this to stand back up. The rumbling on our old floors knocked everything over. And so this mask is now leaning. I got to take it down. I can't get it to stand back up. So yeah, don't run through stores, everybody. You never know what would happen. This rack came down. Most of this stuff came down, tumbling down, and the kid didn't even know it because it ran out of the store so fast. They went to go get their money though, so that was good. They came back and bought stuff, so that's good. But you know, sometimes things can't handle that. We also have paintings by Andrew back here. These are unframed paintings by Andrew. This is the Defender, $125. And this is the Collector, $115. And then down here we have more vintage stuff, vintage stuff. A lot of this vintage stuff is also in the online store. This is not vintage. These are Saturn cut check glass beads. I love Saturn cut. These are really inexpensive, everybody. $3.75. We've had these for a while. So $3.75 only for the beautiful Saturn cut. Vintage here, vintage here, vintage here. We have to put these signs up because everybody thinks these are bracelets. Almost everybody, unless you're a beater, you think they're bracelets. Understandable. These are just tiny little different versions of tiny beads. And then these are really nice. I like these a lot. These are kind of coordinated colors. already matched up a little bit for you. And these are $4.50 a strand. And a strand's pretty big. That's a strand. We have check glass stars like this. We have them in various colors. A little bit blue. We have them in a little bit pink, pinky orange. And then down here we have vintage check glass pony beads, or roller beads as people call them too. They're a very large hole. And so if you know what a pony bead is, a plastic pony bead, we were talking about those a little bit earlier. These are the check glass vintage version of those. Really cool stuff, I think. More vintage back here. Vintage, vintage. We have check glass. These are, I think these are cactus blossom, I think is what they call this. And we have those in, let me pull these out. We have those in different colors. $9 a bag, $12 for some of them, depending on the color. Some colors are more expensive. Here's a smaller version of these roller beads. I was getting a little bit almost seasick looking at that. I put my hand there. Because maybe you are too, through the glass. Vintage, vintage, vintage beads. Vintage beads. These are vintage mother of pearl. These are gorgeous, chunky, beautiful mother of pearl beads. You can see a lot of flash on those. We only have a few strands of those remaining, and they are $9 a strand. I love these so much. Just not a color I wear, or I would be making things out of them for me. More vintage stuff, more vintage stuff. I like this shape a lot. I show these off a lot when I do videos on vintage check glass. They're one hole beads, but they look like they could be two, but they're just kind of flattened on one side. I think they're really cool. And more of those roller or pony beads. These ones will glow under a black light. Some of these glow, these vintage check, even modern check, some of them glow under a black light. Vintage. Vintage, oh, vintage, vintage, vintage. And then down here is a miscellaneous kind of thing. We have, these are the antique, these are rare, antique Bohemian check glass nailhead beads. There's about 48 of them in here, approximately. And so people who know what these are buy them because they are rare. We only have the one color, the green. Here's a pack of vintage Mako metallic bugle iris beads, 1 millimeter by 2 millimeter. Anissa, send us an email, please. I don't do purchases over comments, not because I want to make everybody crazy, but because it's just easier, because we collect comments from about 3 or 4 different places, and I can't keep track of them all. So send us an email. That way it's all in one place. All right. These are more of those vintage check. They're kind of green and black, and they will glow under a black light. We've looked at those already. These are Sinter rondelles, vintage check glass in purple. And my screen just went, I'm going to change something here real quick, so sorry everybody. My screen went into night shift, so my colors are off. And I want to make sure I'm focusing right for all of you. Some pieces, this is one of the pieces left by Andrew in his jewelry collection. This is $4.35. It would be 20% off, just like everything else right now. We have these beautiful, I can't believe we have one of these left. I think it's because it's in this display that we haven't sold it. But these beautiful vessels by our friend Keisha. These are $38.50. And they're nice because you can set them upright if you want, but you can also set them like this on their side, which I think is a nice look. More art by Andrew. And then we're coming over here to our various stones and fossil area. So first we have these wooden vessels. These are created by our friend Chuck Finley from Indiana, Pennsylvania. He does these beautiful vessels out of all different kinds of woods mixed together. Just stunning pieces to have in your home. Beautiful works of art on their own. And I said I would show stars, so we just have them in a box right now. We're getting ready to put more out. Small stars, $2, large stars, $4, and the large heart, which I have, it looks like 1 or 2 of the large hearts left, is like that. So these are the large stars, so those are those. And then look at this gorgeous labradorite dish. Is this not amazing? That would be a nice place to keep your rings. Bonnie, you did miss the white stone bowls. We talked about them almost at the beginning. But yes, they are available. They're $12 each. They're selenite. And selenite is a good stone to recharge your other crystals, which is why we put the other crystals in the selenite bowls, because they recharge everything. This is a labradorite dish. This is $130, and it would be 20% off. I can't believe I'm giving 20% off on that. With an S, Bonnie, selenite. Various rocks and crystals, and in the raw, mostly over here. So some of this you've seen before because we move it around like the gem silica. We have ammonites here of all different sizes. Ammonites, we have bison bone, fossilized bison bone. This in here is highly fluorescent fluorite. This is a fluorite. We have these dancing lady statues too. Those are really cool. Those are hand carved in Indonesia. We have malachite specimens here. We have pink petrified wood. A lot of people don't see pink petrified wood ever, if at all, or often at all. And so one side of these is polished and the rest is left as it is. So pink petrified wood. We have a whole bowl of these little ammonites. These are mostly non-drilled. If I dig through here, every once in a while a drilled one will pop up, but mostly non-drilled, so they would be like cabochons. We have Orthoceras up here. More of those birds, different positions. We have clam pendants. These are actual pendants. They're really pretty. They are really pretty. White chalcedony pendants, polka dot chalcedony, various stone pendants in here. Looks like mostly like a jaspers. We have some labradorite pendants. Look at that flash. Got to get it in the right angle. There it is. And this one. Let's see if I can get the right angle, because this one was flashing at me like crazy in the bowl. You gotta get it at the right angle. You know how it is. We have fossilized coral, big chunks of fossilized coral. All vintage stuff, not taken recently. We don't buy new coral generally. We have kyanite wands, 2 different sizes. We have galena, which is a lead ore. We have some amethyst in here. We have emerald and matrix. This one is, these are the little druzies. Big ammonites here. We've sold a lot of these today. Kids love these. Adults love them too. Here's just various druzies. We have fairy stones, chrysocolla. I don't have any hag stones, and I have the fairy stones, but I don't have the hag stones with the holes. Bonnie, is there a code for 20% off? If you're using the online store, then yes, that's SBS for Small Business Saturday. SBS is the online store for 20% off. If you're purchasing through me, you just have to get your email in by 11:59 p.m. Monday night. That's Eastern time. And I take the discount off when I send you the invoice. This is Lithuanian Amber. We have 3 different styles. There's one bag of this lighter one left, and we have the darker one, and then we have the darker chips. These are obsidian needles. These are from Oregon, the state of Oregon. So obsidian needles. They make a nice chime sometimes. More ammonites back here. These are rough ammonites. Very rough ammonites, right? They're ammonites. Here we have rubellite tourmaline in quartz, I believe, or with quartz. So rubellite tourmaline, you can see the red tourmaline in there. Trying to get it out as much into the light as we can. We're so dark in here right now. We don't have the store lights ready for nighttime shopping because we never have nighttime shopping. More malachite. Here's some petrified wood that kind of looks more like petrified wood because this is also petrified wood, but this has all been tumbled. So we have actual petrified wood here as well that looks more like it. All right. And remember, everyone, if you're looking to purchase any of these things, send us an email. I do not take requests in comments. Only via email. We just have too many comments going on all over the place. Facebook does not show us all the comments. I could spend my days just looking through comments, so it's easier to send it to the email. This is crocoite. So these beautiful orange shards on there, those orange crystals are crocoite. That's one that a lot of people don't see a lot of. Another one people don't see a lot of is vanadinite. So that's there. Those are little vanadinites. These are Tibetan quartz pendants. These actually have, if I can show you the hole. Anyway, they have holes. Where is the hole? There it is. There it is. They have holes through them. We have dendritic agate slices, Wyoming opal, Mexican fire opal, sea urchin fossils. So this is kind of the fossil and rough stone section. Bonnie said, just send my email. Thank you. Thank you very much. Then up here we have Andrew's artwork. If you're interested in any of Andrew's artwork, we took it all off the online store. So the artwork is no longer in the online store. This artwork will be coming down as well at some point and will be going in the vault. It's going to go away, everybody. So here you have the Sugar Plum Fairy, if you're interested in that. These are all originals. These are not prints. These are all original artwork. You have the Opal Girls series. When you see these like this is Opal Girls. This is a Mr. Tumnus-like painting. These are his landscapes, various landscapes here. Portraiture, some portraitures there, or kind of made up portraiture, right? Landscapes. Here you have a baby mermaid, maybe. I guess that's what that is. So you have that there. This he did as a portrait of someone in the Ukraine, which I love this one. What is this one? This one I think is the crone. I think. I'm trying to remember them all. Here's another Opal Girl. This one is by Cynthia It's one of my favorites. I may end up keeping this one. I really like that one. There's another mermaid painting he did. Another mermaid up here. Here's the Winter Queen or the Ice Queen here. Here's La Befana from Italy, who brings kids extra gifts if they're good after Christmas. La Befana. Here's the Pride Crow. We saw the tote bag of the Pride Crow, and I think we saw some prints of the Pride Crow. This is the actual painting of the Pride Crow. We have a small landscape here, an opal girl here. We have a landscape here. We have another mermaid here. And then we have the Yule Cat here. The Yule Cat, this big one is $275 if you're interested. And you would get 20% off. All right, so there's that. Over here, we have chain. Lots and lots of chain. All different kinds of chain. And this is sold, all the chain is sold pretty much by the inch. So some of them are 20 cents, like this one is 20 cents, 25, this is 95 cents per inch. So that way you don't have to buy a lot of it. If you just, some people buy the chain, they just want an extender. So we priced it by the inch to make it easy for everybody. So if you're looking for chain, we have the Evil Eye gold chain. We have the Evil Eye silver chain. We have the chain with the crystals in it. They're about 50 cents an inch. Copper chain. We have bags of chain. These are really popular. These are remnant chain, so bags of chain remnants. They are $18 a bag. Those are in the online store as well. And all of this stuff is 20% off. We'll automatically take the discount on your invoice. You don't have to do anything but request it. So if you send us an email, we will happily take the discount off before we send it. Here we have various pendants. Most of these, a lot of these are online as well. These ones are not. So there's an owl pendant. There's an owl pendant in a brass color. This one is a Canadian penny that's been bezel set. So, and this is, I think, a labradorite here. Just different. There's an amethyst here. We have Larimar cabochons. So these are flat-backed, no-hole cabochons, $24 and $26 for the Larimar. Those are vintage. They were from a vintage collection we got. We have various vintage cabochon set in bezels, in brass bezels. We have bingo numbers. I don't know what you call those. Are they tiles? Bingo tiles? I don't know what they're called. If you play bingo, you can tell me. We have those bezels set as well. We have Mali clay pendants. These are great if you want to put essential oils on them because they are unfinished, so they will absorb into them. And then, of course, well, first we have electroplated lava, because not, of course. Who would know if we had this or not? But we do, in different sizes, electroplated lava. A tool for right angle weaver in this. I don't think so. But if you send us that in an email, it'll give me time to research it and take a look, because sometimes we have tools that Andrew has that never got put on the floor, but they're not used either. You never know. You never know. This is Andrew's artwork. And then this is the, of course, Softlex. So we have lots of Softlex, and right now our Softlex is on sale. So you don't see that very often. Most of the time, the Softlex is excluded from our sales, but it's on sale. We have the Extreme collection. So we have that in the 925 sterling silver that they do. And I think we have, yeah, there's some champagne over here as well in that Extreme. We have the champagne in smalls as well. And then we have the Soft Touch in very fine, medium, and heavy. And then we just restocked in the blue, the regular line. So we have heavy, medium, and fine in that. We have Econoflex in various colors, in various sizes. So mostly medium in the colors, some fine, some very fine. This is some restock we don't have room for up above, which actually I do have a little room, so I can. And then we have the Pro Econoflex, which we never used to carry this. This was kind of new to us this year. So we started carrying some of the Pro Econoflex. And we have the gold color and we have the steel gray color. So we have that. Vanessa says, I'm glad you walked us through your shop. I had no idea you carried so many items. I could spend all day in your shop. Come on down, Vanessa. Spend all day if you want to. Yeah, we have a lot of stuff. It's a small shop, you know, we're smaller than some shops, but we're kind of boutique-y. We try and make it feel comfortable and like a welcoming environment and less like a big box store or something like that. Like we could lay all this out with rows of just, you know, cabinets or rows of you know, those white cabinets that sometimes you see in big box stores or whatever, but we like to make it feel kind of a little bit more boutique-y. But it also sometimes confuses people because they're like, oh, I didn't know you had all this stuff. We pack a lot into a little space. So these are fragrance oils here, and we have them in various scents. These are not essential oils. They have essential oils blended with other oils. Because if you just burn essential oils, if you may have noticed, sometimes your essential oils just burn up and they don't spread through your room as well or through your house. These essential oils mixed with carrier oils will help to carry the fragrance more through your home or through your room. So that's what these are. We have them in sandalwood, rose, rain, patchouli amber, pina colada, pine, prosperity, which, okay, opium, musk, tea green, fruit sensation. We saw, this is the same company that some of those incense come from. So you saw the fruit sensation incense if you've been watching since the beginning. Kiwi strawberry, lavender rose, fresh linen, forest, eucalyptus, coconut, cedarwood, apple pie, and amber. All right, and then we have the masks on the wall. Look at all those masks over here. And then you thought we were done, right? But we haven't gone down the center aisle yet. We've only done the outskirts of the store, everybody, the perimeter. So let's take a look now at the middle of the store, all right? So we have these are polymer clay beads. These are super, like, I can't even stress how popular these are with kids right now, like teens. They are loving these. Like everyone comes in and says, this is like my bracelet. I have a bracelet like this. This is my bracelet. These are in the online store as well. And they're not that expensive. It's like $5, $4, and $3 for the sizes. So those are in the online store. You can grab them. Over here, we have 4 and 5 millimeter Swarovski. Hopefully I don't get banned for saying that. The S-word bicones. I said it before I thought about it. They're very big on their copyright. We also have these vintage West German faceted crystal rings. They're sew-on beads. And these are foil-backed sew-on beads. So we have those, vintage. We have Peruvian ceramic rounds. And then we have Peruvian ceramic various things like cupcakes and coffee beans and skeletons and some angels and some coffee cups and excuse me, gingerbread people and sundaes and hot peppers or bell peppers and gifts And I'm trying to do this without getting too much shadowing on it, but it's going to happen. These are really cool, these hummingbirds. Nobody seems to want a hummingbird, but I like those hummingbirds. We have the donkey, the democratic donkeys. We have Labradors. We have foxheads. We have dragons. We have paint palettes. We have Celtic knots. We have, is that an ostrich? I think that's an ostrich. Emu? Ostrich? I think that's an ostrich. So we have those. That once those are gone, we'll never see them again. The factory's closed, unfortunately, over COVID. Unfortunately, people lost their jobs, and we will never see these beads probably again unless somebody starts that up somewhere else. Answer this. Polymer beads that the kids love are great spacers and pops of color in design. Yes, these ones up here, they are. And these are actually based off of, I'm going to say African beads because that's where they did it. But in Africa, they would take vinyl records and punch out circles out of the records. And if you try to buy a strand of those, you're going to pay a heck of a lot more than $5. I'll tell you that. So we don't even carry those right now. But now they make these, and these are out of polymer. So a lot easier and a lot less expensive. Although I do like the African ones, and Andrew probably has some in his collection. Down here we have some recycled sari silk. So this is sari silk. I can't even say that one time fast. This is sari silk strands. And I want to say these are about 2 to 3 meters. 2 to 3 meters. And here, look at these. These are pretty cool. Vintage Japanese buttercream pearls. No hole in these. So you got to glue these or use them in some other way. But they're $4 a bag only. Is that cool? That's cool. And then here we get into the ethnographic collection. So these are beads from all over the world. Not that the other beads weren't, but these are specific kind of pendants and beads, singular beads, not strands. So we have Thai amulets, and we have African beads here. We have more Thai reproduction Roman coins. We have Neolithic inspired carved amber, African trade. These are reproduction Chinese Warring States beads. You have, let's see, Chinese, these are kind of lacrosse-like paddles. They're probably something else, but we call them lacrosse paddles because that's what they look like. African pendants in various kind of animalish forms. So those are cool. I like those a lot. And these are Indonesian glass heads. This is a large Indonesian glass head. This is an Indonesian glass face bead. These are my favorite beads, I think, in the whole store. We have Ugandan paper beads. These are all paper beads made in Uganda. And this says, I need the sari. Yeah, send us an email. I can get you sari silk. We've got it. We have Afghan bells. There's the big bell. And here, some of these don't have, or they're jammed up in there. Sometimes they get jammed in there. See, like that one stopped. Afghan small bells. Then we have Thai bells. And I thought I had one more size, but maybe it's gone. Maybe it's gone now. That one belongs in there. We have milagros from Mexico. Lots and lots of different milagros. We have Buddha and Ganesha charms. We have some individual Mali wedding beads. We have a ton of the Mali wedding beads in the online store, and I did a live on those recently. So if you're looking for Mali wedding beads, we have a lot of them in the online store right now, and they are on sale. Use code SBS for Small Business Saturday, and you'll save 20% off everything in the online store. These are Mongolian brass. We have Nepal copper beads here. We have some Nepal silver beads. This is a Tibetan capped bead. We have lapis capped beads from Nepal. Tibetan beads here. Just a lot. Nepali silver, Tibetan beads, Buddha heads, Buddha charms. Here's the Javanese four-faced bead. They have 4 different faces on them. We have these in the online store as well. Just a few of those left. The large Buddha heads. We used to have these in gold and silver. We mostly just have the gold left, it looks like, unless there's any in the online store. Here's an Indonesian carved skull head. It's carved out of bone. We have tiny skulls. These are tiny, like I don't know if you can even see these. Tiny little skull beads. It's not going to focus because it can't focus on that one thing. Tiny skull beads. So we have those. They're pretty detailed for as small as they are. And they're Indonesian. We have these Rudraksha pendants. Rudraksha. Teresa says, I like to include the bells on anklets. Yeah, that's cool. Especially if you start dancing, right? Then you really hear it. So these are Roman glass. We talked about the Roman glass earlier, but I have Roman glass connectors and pendants in here that have been already bezeled. This is ancient quartz. We have some turquoise here and here. We have lapis in here, and we have spiny oyster in here. Just a few of them left. I think some of these are in the online store as well. You can check it out. We also have artwork by Cynthia. Let's see if we can, there's one. And these ones are $80. Artwork by Cynthia. That's Cynthia Thornton of Green Girl Studios. If you don't know who I mean, my sister-in-law. I always say sister-in-law because if I start saying sister, people are going to confuse me and Andrew even more. Now here are some of those. We talked about these when we were overlooking at the tumbled stones. So we have different stone pendants, generally around $15 each. This big one right here of tiger eye, it has blue and brown or yellow tiger eye in it. That's 20. These ones are 28 with the electroplated bezels. And then you have the big quartz, that's 20. These big quartz are 20. These are 28 for those two. And we have the mushrooms for 15. Kids love those. And these other ones, hearts, and these for 15. Marianne says, Cynthia paints such lovely faces. She does. She's very good at that. Large skull beads. We have wooden horse pendant. We didn't do many of these wooden horses because I did this. My aunt is the president of an animal sanctuary, mostly for horses. And she mainly did it because they had one horse that was being very mistreated and they needed a place for it. So she helped start an animal sanctuary. Other people run it. She's just kind of the president of it and oversees things. But we did a show there and we did this horse pendant. So we have one of these left at $10. If you like that. They're pretty big, but they're nice. We have various wooden beads in here. And so there's these are dyed lapis, but they're nice little smooth rondelles. And some Picasso Jasper rondelles, some owls. Everybody loves the owls. These are acrylic, or resin owls. Red Ruksha, carved bone tubes. And most of this is wood and African then over here. Then, of course, Javanese lamp work in with that. These are actually French rondelles from the early 1900s. A lot of people have been buying these lately. I don't know what it is, but they're French rondelles from the 1900s. African trade. Excuse me. Then up here, we have these wonderful bangles. I am in love with these. I thought more people would be in love with these. They are on the pricey side a little bit, I guess. They're $85, but they're 20% off right now. And you can get them. That one has the turquoise with red. This has the mother of pearl with red, the shell. The coral in a clear bangle, or smoke. I would call that smoke. Then you have the sapphire with yellow, the topaz with yellow, and the pearls with the brown. So those are all available, 20% off. And then in here, we have the very big stuff and the somewhat pricier stuff. Here's some rose quartz. That's $112 for that strand. They're graduated, double pointed, and lovely rose quartz. You can actually see the pink in those. Sometimes rose quartz on camera, and it is lighter on my screen than it is in person, but that is a nice rose quartz. We also have that in regular quartz, and the regular quartz is $136. $136 for those. Beautiful. We have cabochons in here. I have the sunstone ovals in here. And then we have various ones. Most of these are in the online store as well, but we have rubies and sapphires. This is a tourmaline, I believe. Let me make sure. No, kyanite. What am I talking about? Kyanite, aquamarine, sapphires, and this is tourmaline, emerald. This is phosphorite, I believe. Wrong sticker. There's the sticker. Yeah, phosphorite. This is the blue tourmaline over here. And then this is the fluorite. So those are higher end, a little bit higher end strands. And we have this chunky monkey here of turquoise. And this is Hubei turquoise from the Hubei mines in China. That does not mean it's fake turquoise. When you say Chinese turquoise, a lot of people believe that, it kind of got a dirty kind of connotation for some reason. Chinese turquoise is real, everybody. Hubei mines in China, that's a real turquoise. It's not fake. But there is fake turquoise, and sometimes that is manufactured in China, and that's where the confusion, I think, is set in. But there is real turquoise in China. It's called Hubei, and it's right there. Some big chunky monkeys right there. And then we have this lovely strand of green kyanite. And I'm trying to get it with one hand so I can see the price. $180. Did I just flip the camera? Sorry, everybody. $180. Tilted that too much. And I wish you could see these in the daylight because they're better. But they have a nice shine to them. Beautiful color. Green kyanite. And then in here we have sapphires. And this is, I'm going to forget this one though. This is green tourmaline quartz. Green tourmaline quartz. More, helps if I hold the camera up. More sapphires, more sapphire chunks here. This is, all three of these are, again, hold the camera up, William. Ruby. And this one, I always forget. This is an amber green tourmaline faceted rondelle. Amber green tourmaline, and it does have a coating. It does have a coating, but it's really cool. And it's a beautiful color in the sun. It looks just kind of dark black here, but it's not. What else? What else do I have? Oh, I have that fossil, or this is palmwood, fossilized palmwood. I wanted to say coral, it's not. Fossilized palmwood. One strand of this left. This is an old strand. This is only at $98. This should be a heck of a lot more than that probably right now, but look how pretty it is. Only $98, one strand left, 20% off right now. All right, we've looked at this center table. Let's move on to the last center table where all of our gemstones generally are. Are you still hanging in there? If you're hanging in there with me, please say hi. Please let me know. This has been a long one, I know. It's probably going to get close to 3 hours. Sorry, everybody, but I'm working my way through this. And I'm a little bit worn out, so if I sound like it, I am. This is vintage Moonglow lucite, $5 a strand. We have some of this in the online store as well, but we have it here too. And you can see that glow that it gets. That's the moon glow. That's why it's called moon glow, because it has that nice, beautiful shine to it. Teresa's still here. Anne's still here. Thank you. Thank you all. We have some vintage S-word crystals. If you're looking for vintage colors, sometimes we have them. Sometimes we have them. Sandra, just jump back on. Thank you for jumping back on. Thank you. Vanessa says, still here. Thinking I need that fossilized strand. That palm wood? Yes, it's nice. We also have vintage seed beads. We have a whole box. And I have tons more in the back room. But I haven't had time nor tubes lately to tube any of it up. So these are in stock, the ones we have. They are vintage seed beads, so they are not guaranteed to be the same size. So you do not use these in projects where every bead needs to be the same size. But they are great for spacers. They are great for things that you don't need them to be the same exactly. If you're just making little chokers out of these, like some of the kids are doing these days, these are great for that. And they're inexpensive. The whole tube is just $2. So there you go. Let's see. Shkita's still here with us. Kathy is still here. Have had to come and go. Nice. Well, at least you're still here. Thank you. We appreciate that. Facebook user says, I'm loving seeing your store and all the beautiful items available. Thank you. Wendy is still here. Thanks so much. And over here we have pewdies. Most of our pewdies are also in our online store now. So I'm not going to spend a lot of time looking at these with you because they're there. Check them out in the online store. But pewdies, if you don't know, it's kind of just a term that somebody came up with. They're pewter beads, and they're mostly spacers. Pewdies are pewter spacers. Marianne is still with us. Thank you so much. And these are only $3 a tube. I think they should be the same in the online store as well. All right. And then gemstones. So I am not going to go over the price of every gemstone here because that would take forever. But if you do see a gemstone strand that you like, send us an email. Put together an email, send it to us, and you can ask about them. Just take a screenshot of what ones you're looking at, and I'll find them for you. But we have garnets in here. They're actually looking pretty colorful right now. Sometimes they don't show up very well, but I'm seeing nice cherry reds in some of those. Nice garnets, various stones, all different kinds of stones. Like I said, I'm not going to go through every one of them for you. I'll pick out some of my favorites as we go through and show them to you. This is artistic jasper. I like the artistic jasper. I've shown this on some of my Williams favorites videos. There's the artistic jasper. And under this tray, we have chips, tiger eye, some snow quartz, some red jasper. Then we have minis. These are kind of the 2 to 4, I would say 2 to 4 millimeter mini, mostly faceted rounds and faceted rondelles. So there's a lot in there. There's a lot in there. There looks like there's some tourmaline, there's some rose quartz, there's some, all different kinds. Amazonite, white turquoise, rose quartz, I said that already, citrine, labradorite, moonstone, so all different kinds in there. Teresa says, love the pewdies. Thank you. I'm glad you like them. And again, those are in the online store. You can get them there. We have rose quartz here, lots of rose quartz in rounds, in this kind of lantern shape, and some ovals. So we have those. These are, which I didn't realize we're getting really low on these. These are the thunder polished cut crystal, 2 millimeter size cut crystal. We don't have many of that left. Somebody's been using those. And then here we have various rough kind of cut drops. So we have some amethyst there. This one, this is a kyanite, I believe. Green kyanite. Green kyanite. We have charoite. Beautiful charoite strand. I'm really starting to love charoite the more that I see it. see if I can focus that. There we go. There's lapis in here. This is, what is that? I can't even read it. I don't know this stone. Hemimorphite. So there you go. That I didn't even remember we had. If somebody would ask me, do you have that stone? I would be like, what? It's actually really light. It's really light. So with that, we have this one strand of this amethyst, this dogtooth or chevron amethyst, polished. Those are really pretty. And it won't focus. There it goes. Kind of. And here is more of that thunder polished crystal, but in a larger size. This is a 3mm size. And then unakite, grade A unakite beads, some cappuccino jasper. We have some red adventurine triangles in here. We have some carnelian. This is yellow calcite. We have some Z. These are modern, not old. These are modern Z beads. They're made after Z beads. Various things in there. This is some of the chunky Roman glass I was talking about. We have just a few strands of this big and chunky Roman glass, and that's also $40 a strand, just like the other ones. And they each come with kind of a pendant on them, and then the chunky Roman glass. Some prehnite in there, some green quartz, I think. Here's turquoise. Boy, these bins are messy after today. Lots of different turquoise, all vintage turquoise here. So these are nice big. This really should be in the case in the middle, because this is $175 strand right here. So this is a little bit blue, and then this one is a little bit green, depending on the turquoise you like. I like the bluer one better myself, generally, even though I'm a green person. I like green, it's my favorite color, red and green. But I do like blue turquoise better, for whatever reason. And then we have this turquoise, which is mostly a lot of the matrix around the turquoise, but it makes the really blue or green parts stand out, which is really cool. And these are all vintage. So they're a nice quality for actually a really good price, because we got a good deal on these. We weren't charged much more, than what they paid when they bought it a long time ago. So we got a good price, so do you on these. And I know 175, you're like, that's a good price, but for that, yes. For that quality of turquoise, that's a really good price. And let's see here. Just a few chips here. Sandra, any lapis tubes? No, I do not have any lapis tubes. I used to, but I'm all out. So coral, mostly corals in here. Reconstituted coral. Here's some Wonderstone, some various jaspers. This, I think, is, bronzite, yeah. Bronzite, little puffy rectangles. Not too puffy. Here's a strand of shell, some wild shell. I think that could be made into something really cool. I like the wild stuff. I think that's fun. And this is zebra jasper, and then cappuccino jasper. And then in here, I think this is black tourmaline. I think this is one of the few black tourmaline pieces of things we have in the store left. So those really should go in that other one with the other ones like that, but that's okay. We have some black agate. This is a big double strand of onyx rounds. Like that's a big strand, a double strand. That's like almost a triple strand these days. Onyx rounds. And some white fern fossils here. We have some coin, reproduction coin rings. These have been popular. We have these bangles. These bangles are really cool. They're made to look like bakelite, but they're new, they're modern. And this one's like $26. And I think that's the middle price, 26. I think there's 24, 26, and 28 or something like that. Those are 20% off. More stones over here. More turquoise, vintage turquoise. These are nuggets mostly. And they range in price, $86, $86 for these ones, $57 for these, and $40 for those. These ones are the 6-inch strands, and they're various shapes. So sometimes you have like the diamond shape, sometimes you have the faceted square. There's some rectangles. These are mostly all in the online store though. So if you're looking for a particular stone, search the online store for that stone, and these may pop up because there were a lot of different stones we got in this. There's some sodalite here, lots of different things. Some red. I love the red tiger eye. It's one of my favorites. Rose quartz. I think this is onyx. Here, am I right? Now I'm going to have to look to make sure. Nope, black obsidian. And then we have, these are electroplated quartz. So they're electroplated and fumed with colors. So there's like an orangey carnelian-like color. There's a citrine kind of golden color. This is kind of just a blue-gray, which is one of my favorites actually. It's a smoky color. And you have purple, that belongs over there, and you have blue. And then we have crystal. Really, these shouldn't be on this table. There's some things on this table that really shouldn't be, because these aren't gemstones, they're crystals, but they're here for now. We have labradorite, coated labradorite here, and then we have eagle eye here. Just a few strands of miscellaneous things in here. Amazonite, these are Amazonite tubes, kind of rectangles. This one is a white magnesite, large rounds. In here we have some tourmaline, we have some kyanite, we have some blue chalcedony and blue lace agate. We have lots of blister pearls. These are blister pearls, and they look like that. We have them in different colors. They've been dyed blue and purple and red blister pearls. We have some shell. These over here, we have shell beads. And then over here we have some Amazonite, tree moss agate, blue lace agate. This is blue chalcedony. Nice little, these are nice strands. Blue chalcedony, they're short, they're $25, but they're nice beads. In here, we have pink opal. Lots of different pink opal. Let me pull that back so you can actually focus. We have amethyst and ametrine in here. We have some miscellaneous stuff in here. So there's some of that blue kyanite. Here's opalite. It's a man-made stone. This one I think it's rutilated quartz. Some various chip beads in here. And then this is green adventurine for these. Green adventurine. I'm trying to think. We have one strand of blue Roman glass. No, two. Three. See, that's why they should be over with where they belong. Somebody moved them here. Blue Roman glass. These are little tube beads of Roman glass. So I don't know, Sandra, if blue Roman glass would work for your blue lapis tubes that you're looking for. We have these and they're $40 a strand too. And I'm going to move those over there. And various nuggets, these big green kyanite nuggets in here. Chunky monkeys. And then we have mostly garnet left of these little drop beads. And that mostly is the store, everybody. That mostly is the store. So I'm just going to put these away. All right. So there we go. That is mostly Allegory Gallery. That's, I think, the longest store tour I've ever done and the most in-depth. But I wanted to really show you in case you wanted to save 20% on anything here, now's the time. I did not show you these. All the flying creatures and people on the ceiling. We have those as well. The frogs I know are good luck. I'm not sure what the story is behind the flying women. I have to figure that out. Someday I will, probably when I sell out of them, I'll finally figure it out. But we have those as well up there. All right. And also these. These are really nice. People were looking at these a bunch today. They're just like champagne glasses. They're $9 each. They come in the smoky black and the kind of citrine color. All right. Now, let me flip this camera around. If I can remember. I'm going brain dead, everybody. That's more talking. Whew. All right. So, I don't know if y'all have ever done a live, but it takes a lot of energy. It takes a lot of energy to have a small business Saturday in a store, too. So I'm worn out. So thank you. I'm going to sit down before I fall down. So, that's nice to sit down. So thank you for joining me today. If you have any questions, again, please send us that email. If you're commenting, I'm not going to see some of the comments. I may not see the comments at all after a certain point because Facebook stops telling you you have new comments. So that's why we never rely on comments for these videos. So if you'd like to get anything, please send us an email. That's the best way to reach us. You can call. That's only during business hours, and we will only pick up the phone if we're not with a customer in the store. So if we're with somebody that we don't, I've always hated when I walk into a store and I'm there at the counter and they're talking to me and the phone rings and they pick up the phone and they work with that customer first, or actually not first because they were working with me and they push me to the side, put me on hold and work with the customer on the phone. Drives me insane. So we don't do that here. If there's a customer in the store, we don't answer the phone, and our voice message I think says that. So you can call, but I'm not always here. Sometimes it's one of our helpers. So if you do call and they may not know exactly what you're talking about because not all of our helpers have Facebook or watch these videos. So you have to be very specific if you're talking with one of them. Make sure you know what you want. But they will help you. They will definitely help you. I think that's it. My battery is showing that it's running dead. So I'm going to go. I didn't quite make it to 3 hours. I have 20 minutes left, 18 minutes left, but I'm going to go anyway. So thank you all so very much. If you have questions, email us, please. And I think that's it. I will see you Monday. I don't think I'm going to do another video tomorrow. Maybe, we'll see. If nothing else, we may do our work with us videos. If you've not seen those are on YouTube only. And when we are working in our studio, we set those up so that you can have somebody to work with. Maybe you're at home, maybe you're alone, maybe you sit in your bead room by yourself, or you don't have somebody in your house with you to work with you. We set up our camera in the studio. We don't chat. We don't interact much at all, but we're around and we're working. And so if that helps you to work, because that's the way I am, I work better when people are working around me, but we're not talking because that stops you working. So if you're like me and that helps you, you can tune in to our work with us videos on YouTube whenever we are in the studio and whenever we do have those on. They usually go from anywhere from, I think the shortest one's been about 2 hours, and I think the longest one's been close to 3 or over 3 hours. So we hang out there. Not really. We're there though, and you're there, and we're all working, and we're doing great things together, I hope. So I just think that's fun. Like I said, for me personally, I've always been somebody, like in college, I went to the library. I like to go to the hub. I like to do things when other people were around. It just helps me not feel isolated. And also when you're alone, you realize how much time is passing and how slowly sometimes it's passing or how quickly it's passing, right? You have that image of I'm working on this, I got time passing. But when other people are around and doing things around you, and there's always some busyness going on, you can really, I think, get to work and focus without focusing on how much time it's taking. And I think that's the biggest thing for me, because if I get into a position where I realize how much time something is taking me, I get frustrated. So when everything is moving and changing around me, you lose that concept a little bit of time. So I think that's what helps me. And so if it works you, tune in and watch the Work With Us videos. They're also available on replay. So even if we're not working, you can still work with us. Just put one on replay, and you can still work with us that way. All right. Let's see. Who else is there? What is everyone saying? Sandra says, it does take a lot of energy to do lives. People don't realize it. But it's like being, I would imagine, because I've not been in a play or on the stage, but it would be like that, because you're constantly, you got to talk a little bit louder than you normally do so the microphones pick you up well enough. You got to talk with enough energy and keep that energy up. It's not easy. So anyone out there who does them, I feel for you. Anne says, thanks, William. I always love a store tour. I have to go through all the screenshots I took and send an email tomorrow. Thank you. Yeah, make sure everyone, you get your screenshots to me by 11:59 p.m. Eastern time, Monday night. Cyber Monday is the last day. So you have tomorrow and you have all day Monday to get those screenshots and emails to me. As long as I get them in my inbox by then, it'll take me a while probably to go through them and sort everything out and find everything that you want. But at least if you get them in there, that'll guarantee you the 20% off. Shakita says, thank you for staying and sharing, especially after a long day. Thank you for being here with us. We really do appreciate it. We say that a lot, and sometimes when you say something too often, it loses some meaning, but we do appreciate you, all of you out there, and we're very thankful, because we know you who watch these videos are generally some of our biggest and most vocal supporters, and we appreciate that so much. And Nissa says, thanks for this. Thank you. Shakita says, oh, I love that. I think you're talking about the Work With Us videos. I think it's a good thing. Tori says, love the work videos. Thank you. Marian says, acting is probably easier. I don't know. I always thought I'd be a good actor, but I can't lie to save my life. I've never been good at lying. I'm really terrible at it, and you can tell on my face when I'm lying pretty much. Plus, I'm so pale that if I blush up at all, or get embarrassed, or I embarrass myself trying to lie, you can tell. So I always wanted to be an actor, but I don't think I'm great at it. Let's see here. What else? Vanessa says, thanks so much. Enjoyed it. I know now that I need to rewatch and take pictures. Thank you. Yeah. Sometimes, like I said, if you watch these on YouTube to begin with, YouTube will let you rewind through the live, but then you miss some of it if you fast forward, so give or take. But you can watch all of these in the rewatch. Facebook says, this is Janine. Thanks for taking the time to show us the store. Drink some water. Love the idea of working together. Gets you motivated. I think so too. When people are watching, I'm motivated to do more work, because I hate turning it off if a lot of people are watching. So I just keep working. Not that we've had a lot of people. We've had up to like 5 or 6 at a time only, but I know there's more throughout that are watching. But if I see a lot of people watching, I'll peek at the camera, and I'm like, if there are like 4 or 5 people watching, I'm like, I can't let those people down. So I keep working. So it does motivate you in some ways. And this has got to get the stuff done, right? Got to get the stuff done. All right, now I got to get home and feed the cats, because they're probably crazy right now. And I got to feed me. And I think Andrew's still at the cottage. So I think he stopped in midday to eat. I haven't eaten yet all day other than sugar cookies. So I'm going to go. All right. Thank you so very much. And we will see you back here on Monday, everybody. Have a great one. Bye, everybody.